This has been one heck of a ride. Let's discuss. How's it going, everyone? My name is xXaceinater, and I want to welcome you to the channel. So what I wanted to do in this video for you guys is do something completely special. This is most likely going to be the longest video here on the channel, but I want to take a retrospective from 2014 when Mario Kart 8 released all the way till about, in about a couple days when Wave 6 of the Booster Course Pass is going to drop, and I wanted to just make a trip down memory line pretty much with this game and also my personal life. And while you're watching this video, let me know what your favorite memory was with this game or with your personal life as well. It could be literally anything of you graduating high school, from you drinking at the bar or something like that, because 9 years is a long time. Let's dive in and discuss. So what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna cut any footage. I'm just gonna let myself talk. I'm gonna put trailers of every single Mario Kart trailer that I could find within this as a retrospective. Just me discussing with some calming Nintendo music. Enjoy. 2014 is the year currently, and I was a kid in high school that did not want to talk to anybody. Pretty much, I sat in the corner at lunch, in school classrooms, and in my shop. At the time, I was in a technical school, so the shop that I did was carpentry, and if I could change that, I totally would, but I wouldn't change it for the world because I feel like if I was to alter the past, then, stuff would happen, but I'm not going to get into that, too much in detail. So, 2014 was a year. I had an iPad, I had a PlayStation 4 at the time, I had a Nintendo DS, I had a Nintendo 3DS, I played weird games, such as Super Monkey Ball on the 3DS, I played games like Mario Kart 7 on the 3DS, I remember having friends at the time. I also played games like Battlefield 4, Call of Duty Ghosts, and Call of Duty Advanced Warfare at the time. And that's all I felt like doing because, I didn't even have a cell phone at the time. I didn't want a cell phone. If I didn't want a cell phone now, that'd be great, but yeah, I didn't want a cell phone at the time because I didn't want to get influenced by other people because I was too afraid to even say hello to people. I still remember texting my first girl at the time, on my cell phone, and it was just like, okay, she said hi back, and I was sitting there shocked because I didn't really want to talk to anybody at the time. And I had a crush on her at the time, and I pretty much had a crush on a few people throughout high school, and I was just too nervous to say anything, so I felt like, texting on the phone was the best way to do it. But then when I did that, when I went to high school, pretty much I would have to see them again. I was like, oh crap, like, what did I do? I had too much anxiety at the time. So what did I do every single day of high school? Well, for starters, I caused trouble in high school. I pretty much, tried to fit in by being on the football team, and I fumbled the ball, really bad because, I panicked. I ran with the ball even though I wasn't supposed to. Some people said I threw it up in the air. Technically, I dropped it, but, whatever you guys classify as a thumb ball, then you go, there's a fumble for you. But I was just too embarrassed to do anything. So pretty much, I went home and played my 3DS and my PlayStation. Then the biggest change happened. Then a game called Mario Kart 8 actually released on the Wii U. And what did I do at that time? I pretty much just played the life out of the game. I remember when tracks like Moo Moo Meadows, Rainbow Road for the N64, and also the 16 original tracks, playing those really, in depth at the time. I just felt like really got me out of my comfort zone and felt like where I was 100% safe. Like nobody was gonna hurt me. Nobody was gonna bully me at the time. Nobody was gonna tell me to, hey, you have to come to the school fight or something like that. It's just, I felt safe at the time. It's probably the best way I felt safe in my entire life, playing Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U. Time has passed. 2015 comes around. I had my first kiss at that time too. And honestly, it's just the weirdest thing to me that, I've waited 16 years at the time to finally get, my first kiss and stuff like that, trying to fit in. Yeah, besides the point, I did the same exact thing, ran home, played Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U, played, the annual releases of crappy Call of Duty at the time too, same thing with Battlefield. I still played the Battlefield. I think it was Battlefield 1 at the time, trying to complete Easter eggs and stuff like that. Then something big has happened as well in my life. And it's not really in my life personally, but it's in the video game world. Mario Kart 8 has gotten DLC. And I remember, you know, the OG Wave 1 and Wave 2. Not the Booster Course Pass Wave 1 and Wave 2. I remember seeing some tracks that I never thought I would see. GBA Ribbon Road, GBA Cheeseland, which honestly, I was super excited when GBA Cheeseland actually got a remaster. I can't remember what cup it was actually in, but you know, it was the best thing because that was my favorite track on the GBA, and now we finally got it in full glorious 720p. So what did I do? When that DLC actually dropped for Cheeseland, I have played it for hours trying to master the time trials like some of you guys are doing now on my Discord server. You know, I see some of the records you guys put on there. You guys are pretty much doing the same exact thing that I did when, you know, I was pretty much a kid, and it just brings the softest spot in my heart because it's pretty much like I'm talking to my younger selves. I didn't have Discord at the time. There was no TikTok at the time. There was old school Instagram. There was, like, you know, really no such thing as vapes. You know, I stopped vaping a little bit ago, so I switched to cigars. Still not a healthy choice, but you know, vapes were hurting my chest, so that's why I switched. But I didn't have any of that. What did I have? I had YouTube. So what did I want to do? I wanted to post content on YouTube all the way back in 2016. So what did I do? I posted a video of the DLC playthrough with me as Tanuki Mario, and it was probably one of the weirdest things if I look back on it. But it was the weirdest thing also because I had the confidence to post online now that I'm thinking about it. And it's just like, you know, I had all that confidence, it was just behind a screen. So time has passed, you know, 2017, 2016 is when I actually got my first real girlfriend. And let's just say things did not end really well with that. You know, I've gone cheated on, not my current one. I don't want you guys to think that my current one is doing this. So my ex at the time, she has cheated on me for the entire year of our relationship. And I found out through secondary sources. And pretty much she broke up with me a day before my 18th birthday. And I didn't like that a bit. It was probably the first time that I've actually, you know, really cried over something. And then, you know, if you guys have to take one word of advice, you know, if someone is that big of a scumbag, don't cry over them. Trust me, it's gonna hurt you in the long run. That's just some, you know, post-tense advice. I was heartbroken. And, you know, pretty much what I did was pretty much just, you know, cried and stuff like that until I found another safe haven. So I went back to Mario Kart. I went back to my PlayStation. And I went back to play some of the older Mario games because I feel like that's where I felt safe. You know, Mario was a big comfort zone at the time for me. His just big woohoos and stuff like that. That was probably really good. I hope that picked up on the microphone. But yeah, it's stuff like that just actually, you know, felt safe to me. Video games felt safe once again. And you know, I wasn't really a drinker at the time, you know, during 2017. So I went to this New Year's party. And so yeah, the New Year's party is what we're calling it, all the way back then. And pretty much, you know, I drank for the first time. I think it was a glass of red wine. I just can't remember what kind it was. I think it was Cabernet. But I remember drinking it and I felt super happy. Like, I wasn't drunk, I just felt super happy. So I called all my friends at the time and telling them, oh my god, I'm drunk, you know, stuff like that. You know, like, pretty much if you've ever been drunk, that's pretty sure that's what the first thing you have done it was. Then, you know, time has passed and, you know, I have met, you know, someone at a New Year's party. And I think I got some of the times mixed up. But, you know, the year's 2016. I have, you know, met somebody that I would still continue to call my girlfriend this day. And pretty much, you know, her name is Taylor. And, you know, this is when I wasn't really a big video gamer at the time. I was exploring the world. You know, if you guys are 17 or 18, you guys are pretty much doing the same exact thing. You guys want to explore the world. You guys want to, you know, to see what you can get your foot into, you know, like, you know, job-wise, bar-wise, you know, whatever the case may be. I was doing the same thing. Then I accidentally met somebody at a party. And yeah, so now I can continue to call her my girlfriend till now, but I'm not going to talk about that quite yet. What I want to talk about is 2017, when the Switch actually got released. March 30th, I believe, or March 3rd. Somewhere in March, the Switch console is actually released. And pretty much, yeah, that was a big turning point in my life. You know, I played games, you know, such as New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. I also played games, you know, like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe as well. I played a few other random Switch titles as well, but I was really big into the PlayStation era. Then, June 4th of 2017, I don't even know how I messed that up, but June 4th of 2017, I walked the stage. And, you know, I was the happiest kid alive, knowing that I was still really anxious at the time, but I had somebody known, you know, as my girlfriend today. I had some safescape because I knew that she was there. I don't know, it was the weirdest thing because I felt 100% safe for the first time. I almost cried because, you know, it's like 18 years of me just, you know, growing up, you know, just walking the stage, just seeing all the progress that I have done. I didn't even have a license at the time. That's where I got my first cell phone. That's where I got in my first school fight. That's where I had my first kiss and stuff like that. Just walking on stage and seeing everything, you know, with a light flash, just pretty much all down the hill. So that was pretty much that. Fast forward a few years from now, you know, it was a great time. Then Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has actually came out. All the tracks have felt pretty similar at the time. It's like I've played all of these tracks before, and, you know, I was getting a lot of nostalgic memories with these tracks as well, and I just felt really, really happy, you know, just playing these tracks in full glorious 1080p, and I could take up anywhere I go. You know, we've gotten a revamped battle mode, we've gotten pretty much, you know, more characters and, you know, other things along those lines, like quality of life changes. That's where online gaming for Mario Kart has actually really taken off. For me at the time, I know Mario Kart Wii had a pretty big battle mode as well, sorry, a big online mode. But it was just like, you know, the best feeling to actually get my hands on probably one of the best Mario Kart titles out there today. Then some time has taken off. Then pretty much what I did was I stopped playing, you know, my Nintendo Switch. I stopped playing my PlayStation. You know, I went and did another YouTube channel with Minecraft, Call of Duty, you know, streaming all these other games. And I switched to Roblox, and that channel is dead, you know, pretty much. You know, that channel is long gone. Bear Z, that channel is long gone. But then fast forward to 2022, where everything changes the entire game. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has revealed a booster course pass is what they're calling it. And I'm like, holy crap, this is a game changer. 48 additional courses are gonna be spanning the entire course of 2022 to 2023. And at the time, I was like, this is not real. And, you know, apparently it is real because we're almost at the final wave. But at the time, I didn't think it was real. I thought I was lucid dreaming because at the time I was also, you know, really big into lucid dreaming. So I really thought this was a trick, but it wasn't. You know, it was huge. We got on tracks like Choco Mountain, Shroom Ridge, Ninja Hideaway, Ninja Hideaway. And, you know, it was a great time like Coconut Mall as well. Then something big has happened as well. You know, there was a thing called the Prefix Leak. And that changed the game and predictions for a ton of people. Also, a game from what's called Mario Kart Tour. You know, all the tracks that were going to be coming from there were going to get ported over into Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, you know, the booster course pass. Not all of them, but only a select few were going to be going in there. And, you know, Wave 1, the graphics didn't look that great, but that didn't bother me too much. I was more based in nostalgia, you know, playing tracks like Toad Circuit, playing tracks like Shroom Ridge, playing tracks like Choco Mountain for crying out loud, and GBA Skygarden. I was too, you know, really in, you know, nostalgia blinded to even care about the graphics. Hearing the music, you know, full for the first time in an orchestra type band, I was super excited about it. Then pretty much, you know, each wave topped it one thing better than the next. I remember watching the Wave 2 trailer in my FedEx truck, and I was super excited that they brought a track known as Snowland. Then the prefix leak at the time was 100% accurate. There were no changes at all. Then Wave 3 came around, and I believe this is when the music leak came out as well, but don't quote me on it. We got a track, and we've gotten a big change within the prefix leak. Maple Treeway came first. And, you know, that was huge at the time. This is when I still wasn't doing YouTube here on this channel. That was huge. So tracks like 3DS Rainbow Road and Wii Maple Treeway were in the same wave. And I could have not been any more happier to hear Maple Treeway's remix in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's Booster Course Pass. Then, fast forward to Wave 4, we've gotten something that would start this YouTube channel. Characters. And let's just say, I'm glad, and I'm very glad I decided to actually make a video regarding the last remaining characters for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Because if it wasn't for that video, if it wasn't for me, you know, kicking, you know, not really kicking, but if it wasn't for me picking up where I have left off, deleting my old YouTube channel, actually having the courage and determination to actually start this, I would not be in this position talking to my computer screen today. So we gotten Birdo as a character. So what did I want to do? I wanted to actually create a video for the first time, actually putting my heart and my soul into the video and creating the character wish list. And actually, you know, coming back to that video, I was very close. You know, I was actually pretty, you know, shocked when it does come to that stuff. Then, you know, my YouTube channel started to take off. Wave 4 to Wave 5, I was in my prime. I was creating a bunch of theory videos, you know, pretty much regarding what tracks we could see in Wave 5. What tour tracks, what SNES tracks, what Wii tracks, stuff like that. Then at the time, you know, I felt like I've made it in life. You know, I hit 1,000 subscribers. I felt like I just made it. And, you know, everything just fell into place. And I've also met great friends along the way, like Wook, Ryder, and Sean. You know, they're actually, you know, really good friends of mine. You know, over the internet, I have more internet friends, for crying out loud, than real life friends. And it's just like the weirdest thing to me that, you know, everything right now is just lining up into place. My life feels like it's all right on track. I'm just doing everything I can, you know, at the age that I am now, 25, but at the time 24, because, you know, I just turned 25 like 2 days ago as of me making this video, or 3 days, whatever November 3rd was. Like, I don't have a date in front of me right now. But then Wave 5 came out, and then the biggest shock happened as well. You know, Moonview Highway, everyone thought Wii Rainbow Road was gone. And yeah, then pretty much we now know with the reveal of Wave 6, which is where we are today. It's just weird to me that everything, and I mean everything, has lined up to place. And it's not like, you know, we didn't get some tracks that we thought we're gonna get, like DS Airship Fortress, and, you know, maybe a Luigi track. It's not any of those. It's the fact that I feel like my life, you know, in the both physical world and both this world, are just somewhat complete. You know, it's like God has pretty much, you know, ever since Piranha Plant Pipeline has gone cut, it's just like my life has pretty much felt complete. It's like God has told me, you found your destiny, stick with this path, you were going to do good. And it's just wild to me that all the way back in 2014, I was a shy kid who never talked to anybody. Coming all the way from, you know, 2013, that time in between, getting drunk with my friends, you know, doing some stuff, you know, just pretty much experimenting, you know, really getting drunk and blackout drunk and driving drunk behind the bar. I just said that 3 times in a row, but I don't even care. I'm just, you know, it's just like, I'm shocked that we went from 2014 to 2013, and I am still here, and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has pretty much changed my entire life. Not for the views, not for the channel, but just, it's just the wildest thing that pretty much if this game was to never exist, I would most likely not be on planet Earth. And I just want to say, you know, if you guys have watched this all the way through, or if you guys have pretty much, you know, lived in the same, you know, memory or stuff like that, I just want to let you know that if it wasn't for any of you guys from my old channel, if it wasn't for my girlfriend, if it wasn't for Nintendo actually remastering Mario Kart 8 for the Wii U, I would not be here. And all I want to do, and all I want to say, is if I do decide to stay with Mario content, or if I do decide to stick with Nintendo content, you know, I'm not going to be changing any other content. It's just, you know, a big thank you so much for actually sticking with me, whoever you are. And it's just, you know, pretty much 2014 or 2023 were the biggest changes of my life, and I'm so excited I got to actually stay with it pretty much for 9 years. And I just want to say thank you.